Hey internet friends, 321. It's Magic Brad. You're in the Magic Lounge. And it's probably backwards because something funky with Facebook. But normally I do this on my main page, but I'm doing this on the Synergy Collaborative Career page. And when I do it on my regular page, a lot of my friends can see the feed, but there's not that many people in the career page. So I'm going to do this on here and then share it out. Maybe some people will come back to this career page. Should be up there somewhere. And like it. And that way when I do things on this career page, you'll get notified of it. But so as the title shows, it's about network marketing, or MLM. And I know that some people look at the whole MLM thing as the pyramid. So first off, that myth of it being a pyramid scam, it's not really a scam. It's just a structure, just like the hierarchy of corporate flow and the church organization and families, you know, dad, mom have kids, kids have kids, grandkids, goes down. The roots of a tree, so the pyramid thing isn't the issue. It is a legitimate business model. Even some like real estate agents and things have brokers, and you can buy your own brokerage and start your own little family. And so it's not that it's a scam, but in my opinion, it's a little bit outdated because the internet has made it crazy. So the first thing I think should be happening in the whole industry, and I'm not an authority on this. I mean, Eric Worre, he's a Minneapolis guy that I know that now lives in Las Vegas. He's the authority on network marketing, I think, him and Troy Dooley. But there are some elements of it that I think should be remedied. And one is, I think people, when they get into the business, should be on a probation period before they can promote it. And the reason being is they get all excited with all the dream and all this, and then they start blasting stuff out on social media, and it just makes everybody angry. They used to do it because they'd go and they'd do in-person meetings, and they would tell all their friends, and their friends would get mad because you're always talking about that lotion potion or that snake oil, or that you're always talking about that thing. How come we can't just go out and have lunch? You're always talking. So that has shifted some things in the whole way this stuff works. So I think network marketers should be put on a probation period so they can understand that this is a business, and a business takes time to develop a relationship. It's not just showing someone a fancy video and then asking for their credit card. Another element that I think is broken in the whole network marketing thing is I think that it grows fast when you get someone that can actually grow a team. But in my opinion, these people need to be leaders. They need to lead by example, and they need to be team builders, and they need to know how to herd a team and keep them together. Because otherwise they break apart, they find a better deal, they take off, and your whole leg disappears. It's kind of like the roots of a tree. If all of a sudden there's a big root system of a tree, and one of the roots decided, well, I'm not going to be a cottonwood tree, I'm going to head over here and be a palm tree. And they broke off, and the tree would weaken because it lost that whole leg. And that happens in the network marketing industry. There's some cutthroat people that use some unethical tactics, and that's just human nature. Sometimes people are that way. So I have the whiteboard because I wanted to share some of this other stuff that happens with this. This is so I'm not trying to recruit you into anything, just drawing the circles. So you've probably seen this presentation before with the circles, and then they tell two people, and then those two people tell two people, and those two people tell two people, and that goes on and on and on, right? It goes down and down. But what ends up happening with this, it's kind of like if you've ever been to a family reunion, and once you get past your sisters and get into cousins, and then all of a sudden you get a couple tiers down, you get really confused as to, is that person on my sister's side, or is that on your sister's side, or is that person in, and it gets confusing once you get past that. Okay, here's the first one, then you got, say, these two, and they have like children, and then once you get past that, it gets confusing, you got to admit. So in my opinion, I think that the network marketing industry should figure out how to create cells like this and limit them to about 4, 5, 6, 7. That good magic number 7, you know. Do, re, mi, fa, sol, 7. Then go to the next octave and then create another series of 7. They should create a system like that. Now they can still be connected and grow, but this team should work together with the same people so that they can be that little team. Because the reality is what happens when these things... Where's my eraser? I got to erase. Okay, hang on a sec here. I'm not going to do this too long either. I've only gone for about 5 minutes. But here's what happens in your traditional network marketing family tree. Is it starts up here. My thing's not writing very good here. Starts there, these two, then these two, and these two. This is that binary type system, but you see how fast this grows. So a team can grow fast, but it can break down just as fast. So when all these people are doing all this stuff, and what ends up happening in these organizations is they end up looking for the big top producers, the people that are moving and shaking and making it happen. So if you go and they start out here and you find your little buddy and you guys are working together, and then you bring another person in and you're working together, and you're building this team, if all of a sudden this guy is like a rock star that works for like an ad agency or something, and he's got a lot of money and he really is really smart and he's got a big network of friends, what's going to happen is this leader guy is going to go, heck with you, whatever. I'm going to go down here and I'm going to work with this guy. And if you're not in place and being able to keep all this team going, what's going to happen is it's going to start shifting and it's going to start building down here, because that's where you're putting the energy that's going down here. And all these other people are going to get ignored and they're going to quit. And I don't blame them. So you can kind of do this thing by creating a group or a team on Facebook, and then you touch base with them with these voicemail thingies and everything. But it's not very personal. There's not very much personal attention. And what happens is the people that are just getting started and don't understand the business or are having a hard time, they end up quitting. So imagine if you did this to your children. And if that happens too, I guess, as far as siblings and stuff. What if you had like 5 kids and you decided, I like this one better, so I'm not going to feed these other 4. They can just do it on their own. Let them get by. They get to drink, they can get a chair and get up and get water, and the refrigerator's over there, they can get their own food. I know they're only 3 years old, but I like this guy. And what happens is they're going to want to leave you, but they'll probably just die. That ain't good. So the similar thing happens in the whole network marketing world. Anyways, that's my rant in MLM. I've done a few of them over the years. I started out of high school. I did Amway. You remember that one? Definitely did that. Went door to door and sold soap and stuff to my neighbors and made a little bit of money as a kid. I've done coffee stuff. I've done nutrition stuff. I've done personal development stuff. I've done greeting card stuff. I've done... What else have I done? Travel stuff. I've been in a lot of them, and I'm still in a couple working them, but they're a challenge to grow unless you have someone to actually work with as a partnership. So that concept of 7, that's what I'm doing right now, is I'm building little teams of 7 and staying and doing masterminds and staying as a tight niche to be able to build the team up until the team is strong enough to be able to go to the next level. So it's kind of like the scale of the music scale. Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. And you go to the next octave and you create another team. And you do that until you've got the full scale. So that's my story. Let me grab my little shut-off pin here. I use this little pin because my fingers are stubby. Peace, love, and happiness. This is Magic Brad signing off. If you want to know more about me, go to followmagicbrad.com. Or just Google Magic Brad and you'll see all the stuff that I've been doing over the years. Be well. Peace. Take care of yourself and others. Bye. Oops.